Our favorite time of the week.
High school sweethearts turned married couple with 2 kids.
Join us for a conversation on life, parenting, marriage, and more.
Welcome to Close Enough.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Close Enough. And when I say welcome back, like really welcome back.
It's been a minute.
Like a month.
It's so busy.
Our intentions are always great, but the follow through, who's to say?
We try. Ish.
So much to talk about too. I feel like we've missed out. We didn't get to celebrate your birthday on the podcast.
Nope. Still waiting for a cake.
Abby turned 24. You never said you wanted a cake. Like,
I just feel like there was talk of cake.
3 weeks later, Abby's like, I never did get a cake. I was like, my apologies.
Just saying.
Just saying.
There was talk of cake. I feel like it was mentioned.
Before we get into the hard-hitting topics, if you enjoy the sounds of our voices, give this a share. Tell somebody you like us. Tell them we're fun to listen to so you can make fun of us, whatever it is.
Whatever
floats your boat.
We'll take spiteful listening.
Whatever tickles your fancy. We've been all over. Done so many things.
So many activities.
First of all, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Abby turned 24.
Backwards, but cool. I am 42, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's what's confusing about March. Abby always forgets her exact age, like her real age. And then there's this little thing called daylight savings time where she doesn't know what time it is for it until the 4th of July.
I know the time. I'm much better now. I just have to make it a point to tell everybody that it really would be another time for like a week. Man, and that week kicked my butt because...
Hold on, let's set it up a little bit.
Sorry.
What we did going into that week.
Chit chat. I didn't know we were going to have a script.
We don't have a script, but just don't go in raw. You got to spit on it a little bit. I love when I catch her off guard.
Oh, you're an idiot.
So, the week of Abby's birthday, actually on Abby's birthday, Char did her state mock trial. She did pretty good. We bought a new car.
Oh my God. Stop. Cars. It was necessary. Like it was not absolutely 1,000% like my car was completely not working, that kind of deal. It's just at this point, I mean, if you've ever seen us, like we are all like 6 foot tall, right? And Charlie's
even Harlan.
Yeah, Harlan especially. But we're just like tall people, and I have just a little 4-door Impala, like before they made it the bigger body style.
I don't know. Have we ever, as all 4 of us, driven in that car?
Yeah, it's miserable.
I don't
like
remember.
nobody has any room for anything. Like, so a couple of times, like I've had to carpool, and it's better if I like take Gary's car just because kids have leg room and stuff. So it was just getting time for us to need space, but like we could tolerate it a little bit longer. And then my car just started like needing little things, and it's paid off. And I love that. That was my favorite thing about my car, was it was paid off. And it was functional, and I've resisted this balance between like, I do want a new to me car, but like the whole, like we don't have to pay a car payment.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Then we're looking at long trips, going on vacation.
Yeah, and
I don't know how the Thomas family in an airport would be.
Oh, I mean, no. It will happen eventually with Harlan and stuff, but we just needed more space for things. And ideally, I've been looking at station wagons, but there's just nothing out there that like made me.
There's nothing that pops.
Happy.
Do better, car industry.
I want a legit old fashioned station wagon.
They don't make those anymore.
They don't. So we ended up getting a new car, and I instantly I have instant buyer's remorse. Instantly. I got really frustrated. We went in, signed the papers. We did not negotiate, even though I've watched and saved all the TikToks of the car lady who teaches you how to do all of that stuff. We did not do that. It is just...
That's my thing. I'm not a negotiator.
You're not.
You find a car that fits your price range. No haggle, go in and buy it and leave.
Yeah. So we, but I just blindly sign things. Gary is so impatient that I was I was getting my hair done. I was as soon as I get my hair done, I'll come home. We'll go look at this car.
No, we already had it scheduled for that time.
It was actually noon, and you were calling me at 10:30, but whatever. And so he's ready to go. I have not cleaned my car out, nothing. And I drive this car a little bit. And I'm I really liked it. He really liked it. We get it. Mm-hmm. I am unloading my nasty ass car in the in the parking lot of Dutch's. Just here, take a found Charlie shot put in my trunk. But we get it. It was great.
Turned around, drove it right to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes. It has DVD thingies in it, and Harlan loves DVDs, but he has never had a DVD player. So
now
this,
he does.
His brain has exploded every time he gets in the car. I take a DVD. He wants to just get in our car to drive around and watch DVDs. And actually he just wants to take them in and out.
Yeah. And
that's it. So very occupied. I swore that I would never need a DVD player in a car. And we made it all through. Charlie's 14.
Never had one.
She never had one. I think we borrowed one on a trip to Florida, possibly. We did something, a computer or something. We borrowed something on a trip to Florida so that we could give her some sort of entertainment technology, but we've made it this far, and now it came with a car. We did not set out for this, but I now have a car payment. That's the moral of that story.
Adulting's hard.
It sucks. I'm not a fan.
So to escape adulting, we went to Nashville with our friends. And truly, we could do a whole podcast just about Nashville. It was
a delightful time.
Listen, if you've got friends you've not seen in a while, it's good for your soul. Just get out, go, do dumb things with them, be 20 again, or 21 if you did some of the stuff we did. But we went to Nashville. The SEC tournament was in town. UK didn't do so well.
It's still a good time.
But it was 92% Kentucky fans in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. It was weird.
Even at the games, shout out Eazy-E.
Yeah.
He went to all the games.
Yeah.
He went so much dedication. He missed out on our Monell's trip.
To go to the games.
Which if y'all listen to this podcast, all you know, we're a Monell's family. It's the first time we went back-to-back days with Matt and Micah. And then we went last year. We've been to Monell's every year.
Your favorite thing is bringing someone new, introducing someone to Monell's. Mm-hmm. So
we've done that.
Yeah. So first it was Juan and David, and then this time it was Adam and Giselle, and they got to go eat there for the first time. So.
And Seth.
Yes. It was delicious.
Delicious. Let's recap our culinary experiences.
Okay. Well, I was going to go with Monell's, but go ahead.
We'll finish with that, with the grand finale, because it's great.
Everybody's dying to hear about our food reviews. I think that's why they tune into this podcast.
Dicey's Pizza came in on a recommendation. And it's my jam. It's the thin crust, almost burnt.
Was it fire brick?
Yeah.
Fire made in a fire?
It's bar. If you're a pizza person, it's considered a bar pie.
A what?
Bar pie.
Are you saying bar as in BAR?
Yes, bar.
Okay.
And while I was there, I got to drink
no idea that you
a
knew that
unicorn bourbon. I bet Matt Stokes knows what a bar pie is. We watch Dave Portnoy's pizza reviews every day.
Sorry.
So then I got to try
read the news.
That's not good for your health.
So you got to try this bourbon. And I feel like 82% of us going to this pizza place was because they had this bourbon bottle. Be honest. Like Gary had gaslit all of us that we all needed
nobody really liked the pizza place.
That this was the
it.
best pizza in Nashville. Turns out he really was excited because they had this white label bottle of Weller's.
Mm-hmm. Craft your perfect bourbon.
Very excited about it.
Yeah.
He did a little pour there.
Got lots of views on TikTok.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm not kept up. How many views you got?
Was it like
you viral?
No.
Did you make a comment?
No, it was just a couple thousand.
Oh, babe. So many.
So we went to there. So we hit that place up. The next day, staple of Nashville cuisine, Hattie B's. I'm not a fried chicken person. It's just not my thing.
I don't get it.
But I will say Hattie B's, top 3 fried chicken I've ever had in my life. 2 of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life is in Nashville.
What's the other?
Monell's.
Oh, yeah. So I was super pumped about the sides.
Abby ordered every side.
I did not order every side.
You didn't order every side. You had somebody.
I just persuaded others who were not as adventurous and didn't want as many sides as I wanted because you get 2 sides.
It was pimento mac and cheese.
Delicious.
Black-eyed pea salad.
Delicious.
Collard greens.
Amazing. They were so good. Like I didn't even need like add vinegar or anything to those. What else did I get? There's something.
There's a rumor you could have got a bourbon slushy there, but
yeah, we didn't see that. That may be like a summertime treat. Because it was a frozen bourbon cherry slushy, and that sound like a cherry Coke bourbon's. I'm screwing that up altogether, but
it was good. Like the chicken was good. I ate a piece of the hot chicken.
I should not have gotten as much as I gotten. Didn't eat. I took it all home, but
you got 8. Don't worry. There was no food left behind.
There was none. I snacked on it later that evening.
So we go to Nashville in March. Now, our first trip to Nashville for Abby's 40th birthday party was in the summer. We hit Broadway. Our goal was to get a rooftop bar. Mm-hmm. Couldn't get into any of them. Fast forward till March 2023. The only place we could get was a rooftop bar because it was 35 degrees outside.
So cold. So cold.
But we went back to our old stomping ground, Tootsie's.
Got a table again.
Shout out Tootsie's. God, I love that place.
It is so fun. It is a good time. And the band that was performing was
Double
hilarious.
Shot Band.
This guy was like performing on stage, their interactions with the audience were strong, and I just had this moment where I look over at Gary and I'm like, it's you. Like that.
It was twin brothers with mullets.
Yes.
Just doing their thing.
Just talking. The crowd, I mean, obviously they were very talented musicians.
Oh, yeah.
But they absolutely knew how to work the crowd and have fun and just complete love for, you could tell they loved like the attention in the show. And I'm like, there you go, Gare. This is like your missed opportunity.
So it sparked some inspiration. My cousin Adam, a talented guitar player, me, top 5 vocalist in the family. Our Airbnb was literally next door to RCA Records. So we thought if we just played some music, maybe they'd hear us and then invite us over to cut a record. Here's the true story of this trip to Nashville. I drank the entire time. And when I say that, back me up here. I drank the entire time.
It was so much that I kept waiting, and I kept having this feeling like this is going to go bad really fast. Like, because Gary is really good.
I'm good out of the gate.
Good out the gate, and then he hits a place where it's like, nope, you've overdone it. It never happened. He just kept drinking. And so Saturday, knowing like we got to get up the next day, daylight savings is happening, we're going to drive home. Like, I'm not going to go like crazy. Gary, there was no stopping. And then at some point I'm like, I feel like I need to maintain some sort of cognition because Gary is going to just absolutely fall over because this is now day 2 of nonstop drinking. No, Saturday was day 2.
We started drinking Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forgot. You're correct. So, a little nervous that like you were just going to, because I kept waiting, like with your surgery and stuff, you've not
really pushed
that much drinking. And the last time you did try to drink, you were out of town on a business thing, and you're like, I got drunk so fast, and I just can't hold my liquor anymore. So I thought, oh well, Gary's going to kind of be like a couple sips, good time, pump the brakes guy, but it was impressive. It was impressive to see how much you drank. It was a little scary, a little impressive. Drank so much that I think you had a delayed reaction to the alcohol.
So, yeah, didn't drink at all on Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. I had to pay my respects. We get home. We go to bed early. The whole house went to bed early. I'm feeling so good. I wake up. I go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. So I take my pre-workout, start chugging water. I come home, drink some more water. I'm driving to work. I'm like, I don't feel right. I get about halfway there. I'm like, I think I'm drunk. So I get to the office. I'm pounding coffee. I'm like, what the hell? So I look, and it's a thing. It stays in your system because your liver's not processing it as fast. So yeah,
lessons were learned.
I got drunk for
honestly,
free.
Lessons were learned. No, it was not free.
But on the day that I didn't drink, we did go to Monell's.
Mm-hmm.
Hour and a half or hour wait, probably
45-minute wait.
Posted 45 minutes. We waited an hour. Set our big group down. And we were right on the cusp of going to lunch. Like it was switching from breakfast to lunch.
Yes.
But if you got there a certain time, you're still going to get breakfast. We'd sit down and they started slinging food.
It was wild.
And it was just, so they have Easter dinner. We might go down there for Easter. I tried talking to the office, like, hey, y'all want to go eat lunch? It's like, yeah, where at? I was like, Monell's. Like, where's that at? I was like, Nashville. They're like, I don't think we can swing at.
Just for a quick.
It's like, if we leave at 9, we get down there.
I don't think I would enjoy lunch or
no.
Meal day. Like the Easter dinner looked good, but I think I would only want to be there for breakfast. It was so good.
It was so good.
I finally ate a cinnamon roll while I was there. I made room for a cinnamon roll. Were you worried about like being able to eat what you wanted to eat there? And then getting too full?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like when I say a little bit, like a fork of everything.
Yeah. Because I was like, that's going to be a real big bummer.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheap enough where it didn't. I don't feel like it was a wasted trip.
Right, absolutely not. The experience itself is good too. And like I said, I think for you it's fun and exciting to take other people and introduce them to it. And I'm
just into sharing, seeing the joy in people's lives,
No, I think you just like to impress your thoughts and opinions on others, and you want everybody to adopt your way of thinking and doing. But
you're not wrong on that.
Tomato.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
So are we going to make this like a regular thing, or are we is it going to be Nashville specific, or are we just going to do a trip?
The SEC tournaments, I don't want to say they signed a multi-year deal there. So it'll be back there every year for a while.
So we're going just for SEC, or can we just go to hang out? Like,
I would rather go in a cheaper season.
I had fun, like just watching stuff on TV and talking and hanging out. And
I had no intentions of going to the
right. I don't
games.
necessarily have to be like in Nashville for like SEC.
Yeah.
I just want to hang with friends. Maybe somewhere not 35
Before we
degrees.
die, let's get on the back on those buses or tractors or whatever they pull down Broadway, like the bachelorette parties have.
No.
Oh yeah.
No desire.
Saw a drag bus.
No desire. That drag bus raised like a ton of money toward like their billboards, and I think they're putting there's a picture of Tennessee's governor, I may be saying this incorrectly, in drag from like his past.
Yeah.
And so on the billboards they are going to put up around this, maybe it was Nashville, maybe not Tennessee. I don't know.
Nashville is in Tennessee.
I know, but some political person in drag, they're going to put his picture up while also doing a campaign for foster families, foster kids.
Oh.
And they raised money for foster kids, like a shit ton of money. And I was like, that's the drag bus from TikTok. But I don't know that I have a desire to get on those buses. I don't know.
Listen, we didn't stay in downtown proper. We were on less than a mile, no, 2 miles from Broadway. But a couple of our friends had to walk back. There may have been a text that said UK lost. This was after the Kentucky game. Their reply was, "No, we're still on the road." Okay.
That is not a trip I would walk back
Abby
from.
has a TikTok I don't think she'll ever share that she created for her.
Oh, I'll never share. I try to take like little snippets of our trips together, and at the end of the trip, put it in a little tiny 2 to 3 minute compilation of just little memories that we can come back to. Because right now, or last week, we were getting pop-up memories from last year's
when
trip.
we planned this trip.
Yeah.
Or that's when the seed was planted.
Yeah. So
Nashville's got so much niche stuff. We didn't go down Broadway at all this time. We stayed right at Tootsie's, which is on the corner.
mm-hmm.
So much so that it's not Broadway proper, that right across from it is the Apple store.
I was like, who's just hanging out? Like, we were on the rooftop, and I'm thinking, like, who's going, you know what? I need to get to the Apple store. I'm going to, like, just swing by the one on Broadway. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down there anyway. Don't even trip.
Yeah.
It'd be okay.
We were watching some dude. We were going, I think on our way down to Tootsie's, and he was like guy in a suit, so he kind of stood out, just getting it on one of those scooters that they have everywhere. Like, clearly a scooter professional. It made me nervous to watch him weave in and out of traffic, but I thought I think that's the way you have to travel.
Yeah.
Is park somewhere far away and then ride the scooters.
Yeah. First of all, parking is crazy.
I drove downtown to drop some folks off once. Didn't die. Then had to come back home and parallel park. And I'm a good parallel parker. But I've only parallel parked in my car. So I had to parallel park in this new thing. It's not a car.
It's got a backup camera on it though.
Didn't help me. I don't know how to use the backup camera. I just don't use it.
You just look at it.
It doesn't make any sense to me. The lines, I'm not really sure what they're there for. I just wait for it to beep and yell at me. I've eventually parallel parked. It's going to be hard. I'm going to have to do some practicing, get some time in the car, but I think I was proud of myself for driving through Nashville.
The one thing I regret not getting, they had a ice cream sandwich shop. Looked like too much ice cream though. Like,
that's not a thing. That's never a thing. That's too much ice cream. Who says that?
the ice cream
Pussy
to
quitter.
the ice cream to sandwich ratio. The ice cream to the cookie. I don't know. It was probably good. It looked good. I wish.
Some days I don't even understand you. That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, just plain vanilla. But
you could
you could have got
it.
whatever you wanted. Yeah, that's the only thing we didn't do. That
I will make you an ice cream sandwich here. What's that face?
I'm not opposed to that. But then a couple morning things. We get there Thursday night. We had to wake up early Friday morning for a meeting.
Oh my God.
At 8 a.m. Which all that did, you would think that would make me want to go back to sleep. That made me start drinking earlier.
Yeah, there's nothing like sitting in a room full of your friends, having your son's IEP Zoom.
We're on a Zoom call, and on the other side of the camera is
debauchery.
Yeah.
Debauchery, total debauchery.
I mean, there was no debauchery going right then.
No.
Everybody's still asleep.
Yeah, but oh no, they were like awake, kind of sitting in the living room, hanging out. I'm like, do they need to sign the papers too? Should these are Harlan's?
They're all teachers.
This is Harlan's support system.
Yeah.
And
then time change hits on the way back, so
man,
we're already in Central Time Zone, and then
listening to grown adults try to determine what time it was going to be. Like, does it cancel out? We're going to lose an hour, and then we're going to lose another. Did we already lose that hour? Does that double up? Turns out, like, I don't know. I just kept saying, whatever we're going to get home, it's going to be 4:00. That's all I know. I don't know where the time went into the air somewhere. I'm just not a fan of daylight savings. Like, I like having longer evenings, but I don't know, why do we fall back?
I don't know.
I think that's dumb.
Aren't they trying to do away with it?
Yeah, but which one are they trying to do away with?
I don't know.
The fall or the spring? I want the more daylight.
You want the spring.
I want the,
spring forward. You don't want it to be dark at 7 p.m.
No.
Which helps with if you got a young child.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it switches, kind of those things.
He's like, no, it's not.
It's
dark.
morning time.
It's morning time.
And you
It's
can't
so
really
sunny
argue
out.
with him because it's light outside.
You can get blackout curtains, what you can do.
I'm going to Texas, and it's in Central Time Zone. So going there, it's a 2-hour flight, but I get there and it'll be like I've only been gone for an hour.
So, like, some people don't even practice the daylight savings thing. Like, some states don't. They don't even recognize it.
I don't know.
I support that.
But then coming back, you get hit with the not only my change in time, but I don't know, just
it won't be as bad as like when you came home from California, though.
no.
Like, you'll feel fine.
It'll be midnight again anyway. So
Is it really?
yeah,
You're not getting home till that late? Damn it.
yeah.
Leaving me.
But I
alone
didn't
with
stay an
these
extra
children.
day. We set it to where we'd come home the last day of the conference.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
So
growing pains in multiple travels. Right. Last year I had one I drove to, then two we flew to, and I think if you drive that extra day, you need it because you're going to be in a car it's not like you're getting on a plane. You're home in a couple hours. You stay that extra night, and you wake up early, and you go. You're well rested. You don't get up early, do the whatever it is all day, and then try to leave at 5 p.m. and
right.
So the first trip we drove was fine, and then when we went to California, we were like, "Oh, we'll just stay an extra day." Well, what we found out, most people leave. They fly in, leave that. When the conference is over. Now we had good experiences networking and hanging out with the people that remained, but there's just then that last day, our flights were both midday, so we check out of the hotel and we just sat at the airport,
All day, yeah.
And then we were flying Southwest, and they don't fly direct to anywhere, so
They don't even know what they do, so give them a break. They at least flew you somewhere.
So my next two trips are direct flights.
You're so fancy.
No, they're the exact same flight both times. I'm going to the exact same place 2 times in a row. The flights leave at the same time on the same day of the week, and I come home.
I'm sure that's like a thing in the business world. Like I'm sure.
Yeah, like there's that's in their
that's
schedule.
normal. You're just not accustomed.
But I've got an hour and a half presentation.
I'm proud of you. It'll be exciting.
But think about nobody wants to hear anybody talk for an hour and a half.
I think you want to hear you talk for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but I'm worried about entertaining a crowd. I mean, I got a tight 30. I can keep them on their toes for 30 minutes after that.
No, what you'll do is like insult people for a little while, make everyone uncomfortable, then throw in some knowledge. It's wild.
Oh, there will be some
knowledge shared.
There'll be some knowledge. There'll be some cracks at some people in the crowd. But I'm in Texas, and this is a crowd that this is the first time I've ever been there. So I know like 4 people that are going. So, spoiler alert, those 4 people get into business.
You're going to work them over.
Yeah. But
so
in the fall,
go ahead.
Orlando. Oh my God. I'm taking you with me.
We'll see.
Hold on. I'm officially inviting you to go with me. We'll stay an extra day. We'll hit up the parks.
We'll see.
Oh my God.
Gotta check my schedule. We it's like Gary going on this has been planned for a while. Like
January. I booked my tickets January 4th.
And we ended this weekend, Harlan ended his ABA. And so he's cured. Guys, autism's over. It's been a good run.
The curse is broken.
He is no longer medically qualifies for ABA. They basically can't do anything else for him. So when we had this conversation about like what his end date would be, it was like, okay, I guess that's his end date. And we just didn't pay attention. I think we were so focused on it was
first
ending.
of all, when it came to an end, not to discount what the work they did there,
right?
But it was such a crutch for us as childcare,
right. So I shared this on Facebook. Like I was super cynical, hesitant about ABA, just completely based on shit I read on the internet.
I took a class and it shit talked ABA.
Yes. So there is a corner of the world, for right or for wrong, that is very anti-ABA from autistic people saying it's wrong, whatever. So at my very just critical self, I said, at least we get insurance covered childcare, and we were going to give it a try.
Yeah.
Turns out it was, for us, for our kid, based on the people that he was with.
That's the key, I believe.
I 100%. He has had the best people who've loved and poured into him. They've been patient with us.
They came to our house and potty training.
We've had caregiver trainings. Like the whole system has been,
Yeah, me and Abby didn't graduate from caregiver yet.
No, we still have to go back. I think they really are concerned about us.
No.
It ends up being the best thing for him. And I can't even, to this day, tell you like exactly what it looked like. I mean, we've never seen it really in action other than the potty training and a few videos that we've seen of him, but he would get a goal and he would meet that goal. And they would work on that goal until it was met. Whether it was like, there were some academic goals. There were a lot of social things for Harlan, and ours. We are still using his IEP to meet a lot of his, and I think he will always be that because of autism. He'll always need some social emotional development and growth. And
if you think about it, 2 years ago this week, we sat in these very chairs and didn't know what was going to happen.
No.
And so we've been 2 years since his diagnosis, and it's been the craziest, because you don't know. In that podcast I talked about, it was like getting told you have cancer. Well, what kind? You don't know.
No, and
So Harlan was basically nonverbal when he started ABA.
Mm-hmm.
And he has blossomed. First of all, you won't shut up now. And he's this social but they call him the governor.
At ABA.
Yeah, they call him the governor, and he just he's got this personality where he's like me. You know, he's got to be the center of attention. He is extremely intelligent, dashingly good looking. But it's his way, like, and that's where we're chipping away. He's going to have a new therapist to help him with some of the behavior things because this little bastard's going to kindergarten.
Yeah. We started intake for an actual therapist, like not just a BT, not a ABA
not
therapist.
This is not like this is just somebody to help him with his emotions.
Again, the goal being working on, like, he can recognize his emotions. It's just he reacts super fast with that. And it's so primal. And I think the hard part is, you know, when you're trying to, the part I struggle with the most is when we are trying to understand what it is, like when we're like, well, what do you want us to work on? Like, I don't know. Because honestly, to me, it's fine. I can function with this kid.
Yeah, he's
exactly the way he is.
Us.
When he is at home, I know what to expect. I know what to do. Things are great. But where my anxiety sits comes from a place of, I know what the world will expect of him. I know what school looks like for him. And
this kid ain't sitting still for 8 hours a day.
No. And a part of me doesn't want him to, ever. And so that's where I struggle. What is appropriate? Like, schools are not, I love education and I love what I do with the deepest passion. But the education model is not built for a neurodivergent person at all. And a lot of our people are neurodivergent. Whether, you know, Harlan will probably in the coming months get an ADHD diagnosis tagged onto his autism. We're going through that process, that evaluation next.
Family prescription of Ritalin or Xanax.
And the funniest thing is the way that this is so true. I would love to talk to other families that when one or more of their children get an autism or any type of neurodivergent diagnosis, you just look around, you're like, shit, we're all fucked up. Like, we all have it. Like, I have never been more convinced that, like, I think I have ADHD. So does Charlie. You know,
my
Gary,
therapist told me I did.
Gary has been told he has it, you know, so we think about those things and what that looks like and just having a better name and recognition of it. And I know the controversy of, like, TikTok diagnosing people now and just making that more in the forefront of people's minds, but it just makes you super aware as you're thinking about, like, how he reacts to things, how he processes things. It's just, he does it bigger. He does it with
explosion,
like zero. His emotions, they swing big. And that's just not conducive to being in the real world. And so we want him to be in the real world. We want him to have a functional life, whatever that looks like. And so now we start kind of adapting to a place where he can do that. And it's scary because at ABA, like, they know he's autistic. Everybody in there's autistic.
Yeah.
So it's all good. But now I know that it's going to be different and hard when he's at school and he may be one or two of the autistic kids in class. And so that.
But what he lacks in behavior control, he makes up in creativity because he got an iPad for Christmas. They're just preloaded with regular, when an iPad comes on. He has, in the last, I would say, month, started editing his own videos. And how he learned this is the videos that he chooses to watch, which are not targeted to autistic kids, but they play into what they like. It's
has
DVD
to be another
openings,
autistic
it's
kid.
mashups, it's all this other stuff.
Game recognizes game. It's like moth to the flame, man. He finds them.
So some of these videos have a watermark on them from the editing software. Mm-hmm. We downloaded that editing software.
He found it and downloaded it.
And then he's dropping in his own videos. He once he learns how to screenshot, game's over.
He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know how to screenshot, but what he does is he asks us to take a picture or like pull up a picture, and he takes a picture of it with his iPad, or he makes his own video of the video on TV. And I sit there and watch him, and it's like he gets in this zone, and he is dry. I mean, just creating. He is whatever's in his brain is just like you can tell he's redlined. It's pure concentration.
Mm-hmm. And he knows exactly, like he will pop open the emojis, for example, and it's not like he's popping it open and just casually finding something. When it pops open, he is with intentionality looking for a specific emoji, and it's a different one every time. There's not a real pattern to it. So it's really interesting to see him create using that iPad. And so, we've tried to cut down a lot on the YouTube because...
And this has cut down on that.
Yes. And I feel like it's okay. I know a lot of conversations are happening right now in society about our kids and their screen time.
I'm like the Gary Vaynerchuk person.
Yeah.
Like I think time limit as far as cutting off before you go to bed, but what you do while you're on it, that's where the world's at.
So I just listened to Pantsuit Politics kind of talk through this too, and the AI, and that brings in a lot of different conversations. But to not acknowledge what we can do creatively with the screens, and that's what he's doing, is something creative, and he's comfortable in that world. And who the hell knows that this could be a place for him. Like if that's where his happiness is, and he can create a career out of that.
Oh, for sure.
Or doing something out of that.
Having him edit this podcast.
Then, that's the goal, right? That's the whole goal anyway. So, and I'm sure, because I do have screen limits on Char.
I'm sure she's figured out how to get around it.
She still has to come to me for a password to get certain things. It is not an issue of safety in terms of I think that she's going to
get human trafficked.
Yeah, that's not it. It's not. I don't even know that she would watch anything completely inappropriate, because all in all, she has always had a pretty strong moral compass. Now, she may totally screw me over, and I anticipate it. She's going to do something stupid. She will do something dumb in the next few years. And I'm not saying that she's a teenager, she's going to screw up. But I worry about just knowing our behaviors and our addictive tendencies and stuff. I want to protect her from that, because she, when she latches onto something, she loves it. And I could see her watching, 30 hours of Dateline and never looking up, thinking it's real news. So we do have those screen times, and I still have not, and I don't know when or how, but I cannot bring myself to giving her social media yet.
Yeah, I think that's the.
And so when we talk about
TikTok though,
she does have TikTok, but that is not. And I know there's socialization on TikTok. I'm not a freaking idiot, but it's not something that is deeply based in likes and the whole
we just limit her account to Keith Lee.
Yes, that's all she needs.
That's all anybody needs on TikTok, really.
So my favorite TikToks right now are the ones that are spoofing, talking, discussing the whole TikTok, the Congress, interviewing people about TikTok, right? And so they've got this.
It's worse than than when Zuckerberg got.
The woman who she writes spy on her forehead, and she's like, I am a spy, and this is what we found. And so she basically just gives an overview of the most popular shit on TikTok. And we have found that all small businesses are staying open because of this man named Keith Lee. And it's hilarious. It's just, serious shit goes down.
I was supposed to interview I had interacted with Keith Lee years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
The TikTok guy.
Yeah.
That does the food.
He's an MMA fighter, yes. Look
And
him
you,
up.
yeah, and you.
Yeah, he was nobody. Like he was just an
Did you
average,
interview him?
No, we communicated and didn't happen. Or his fight failed. I can't remember.
Hit him up. Talk to him again. We've got nothing to offer. Will he review? I will make him an ice cream sandwich.
Review this podcast, Keith. I'm gonna listen to this podcast. I'm gonna rate it 1 through 10.
He's got a great voice, so he's found his niche. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I saw a guy said he created an account and emailed his senator about the hearings, and said that he was against the TikTok ban, and anyway, he said he looked it up. There was his senator had asked 63 minutes worth of questions as opposed to 22 minutes of answer from the CEO. He said, that seems like an interview. They're like, this is not an interview. It's a hearing. He said, there's a lot of hearing from there, but not a lot of talking from the...
Right. Right.
I like I saw there's a TikTok of the CEO talking about how his kids are not allowed to have TikTok.
Right. Majority of your people.
And how if you have a child, like most social medias, and I know this is with Twitch, I don't know about Facebook and Instagram, but 13 is like the jump off point.
Sure.
Under 13, no. And from 13 to 18, as a parent, you can limit what they see on there. They talk about the difference in the algorithm in China, or in China as compared to here, but
And it is a prescribed algorithm, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like in China, it promotes education and
Yep.
not this dumb shit we got over here. But I feel what TikTok does better than anything is present you with what you want to see.
Yes.
Once it figured, like mine starting out was pretty whack, but now it's pretty spot on. So much so, here's where the spying comes in. Me and Abby get served the same ones about the same topics.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's because we're sharing with each other.
We're sharing the Wi-Fi. It's hacked our Wi-Fi. Motherfucker asking if
Does it?
does it connect to Wi-Fi? And the guy's like, yes, it needs a connection. Can it connect to any other appliances in the house?
I want that face that he makes just played over and over again, and it makes me cry because I am absolutely certain I myself, as an educator of teenagers, make that face at least one time a day when the dumbest question gets asked, and I know that I have to keep it together because I can't crush this child's soul in front of everybody. So I have to look up, do a little prayer, do a little grounding before I answer the question.
I'm telling you, bro.
As nicely as possible. Some days I can't. Some days my sarcasm just wins over, intrusive thoughts win, and you just have to
just gotta keep on keeping on.
Tell him that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I saw the Billy Madison.
Yes. I think that's one we both got served at the same time.
We are all now dumber having heard you talk. My college professor, next door neighbor, mentor, Kathy Mincy, used to say that she would love, and this is pre-cell phone, pre-anything, like she would love if she could press a button some days and just play that part of Billy Madison to some students. It's like, turns out now you can. It would be frowned upon, though.
Yes.
So
just the content that it's creating for TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I saw the TikTok where it basically was all the allegations against TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna prove it right. And I go, wait, no, that's Facebook.
Well, I'm not a conspiracy person, but
I don't know.
It's very
I'm
interesting.
like Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, I saw this on TikTok.
This is the TikTok segment sponsored by TikTok. Sorry.
They were the new president of the NCAA is the former governor of Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about consumer protection on name and likeness, and how they needed to go to the politicians to get everybody on board. And Charles Barkley's like, he said, that pisses me off.
I think he used the word terrible.
He said they're terrible people.
No.
Terrible. They're all crooks.
I don't
Democrats,
understand.
Republicans are all crooks.
What's the likeness thing? I don't understand what you're saying.
That's how they get paid. That's how college athletes are getting paid. NIL, name, image, likeness.
Oh.
That's what, there's millionaire college athletes in the NCAA now but it's so different for each team and who you are, obviously, and that's just the market. If you're a superstar, if you're Will Levis and you're on L8 billboards and Morgan & Morgan, you're getting banged. But if you're the
walk on Abby Thomas,
or if you're just the starting guard,
Right.
the offensive lineman is probably not the same allure.
I am so excited to see. Sorry, my brain jumped. I'm excited to see what college admissions looks like for some of these small. I know they're not small schools. Like I know that they're not tiny schools, but these non, big state schools.
7 of the 8 teams in the Elite 8 have never won the national championship.
Right. I'm really excited to see, because I feel like that does connect often, that admissions go up because of that. I wonder if that stands true today with college being as spendy as it is, but I'm just curious to see what happens with some of these smaller schools, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
Now that they have this gigantic exposure.
Like this March Madness has been just that madness.
So
Abby's
fun.
bubble was busted day one.
I sat down this year, and we have a pool at school, and sometimes I just don't participate. For somebody who played basketball, it is well documented.
You didn't care what happened. You didn't know.
I was there for a good time. I don't know why. I don't know. My sense of competition and understanding of the sport, like to study it, I just didn't. This is something we have explored in the therapies, is how I can just play this duality of like, I'm an athlete, but I'm not like 100,000% in.
I don't know stats. How many points you score? I don't know.
I am an English teacher, but I'm not someone who sits down. I have not read every Shakespeare play out there. Right. And so
that's all you're going to be allowed to read next year.
Shit. When they find out what's in Shakespeare, we are not like
Oedipus.
Charlie is reading Hamlet right now. And so we were at lunch today. I was like, so how are you liking Hamlet? She's like, that shit is weird. I was like, yes, it is. It's
Bill
very
Shakespeare
weird.
wasn't the best. I don't know why he's so highly regarded.
But he has some pretty twisty stories, but it's so funny because,
I feel like Quentin Tarantino would be way better, or at least similar.
He's pretty
You think
similar.
about Shakespeare wrote these plays that
But did he?
were like the movies of the day.
Right. Right.
That's what
It
they were,
was
the blockbusters.
Blockbusters. But
And now, like, think if Romeo and Juliet came out today, they'd be like, that's mid.
yeah.
That's not very good.
To get their attention sometimes it takes a lot.
You have to kill more than Romeo and Juliet.
It was so funny. We read The Crucible this year, which they always end up enjoying. But even, I don't know, they were like, that's it. I'm like, he
Season 2.
died. He is dead. The main
Way
character
to spoil The
died.
Crucible for those who haven't read it or watched the movie.
My bad. But it's just so funny. Their desensitization is bananas. But anyway, I'm excited to see. So I get in this pool. I actually sit down and give it some thought. Okay.
Had you watched a college basketball game at all?
Yes.
I mean, obviously
So-
we watched UK. While we were in
And I
Nashville.
kind of gave it, just some I'm gonna play I'm gonna throw an upset in over here, and I did the whole no, hate them, I'm not letting them go any further, stupid shit like that. I have a friend, an English teacher friend. She sits down and completely selects it based on mascots.
On the toughness of the mascot.
Yes. Like this mascot would beat this mascot hands down. And then she'd be like, oh no, I like them. And that's how she did it. She is not a basketball sportsy person whatsoever. She could tell you anything and everything you need to know about horses though.
Horses.
She's brilliant. But I look up and, for the first 3 updates, Homegirl is leading us. And she has she's in a pool with all of these coaches and super sportsy fans. And that is how that works. You're not going to get the perfect bracket, but it makes it so much more fun as that's going on. I kind of wish Charlie did one and just threw some names down there.
Ooh, I just dropped bad. I'm done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I've not even looked at it.
I've got one. I don't even think I've got one team left.
I'm pretty sure I'm completely out at this point.
I've got to have, what is today? I need Texas to win tomorrow.
Tejas. Go Tejas.
And that's the last game I have. That would be my only Final Four team. I have them in the national championship.
So for the first time ever, I not only joined the school one's just like a free, fun, bragging rights only pool, but we also do. You can throw $5 into another and get put into another one. And I was like, I'm going to do that this year. I'm not going to really care about it this year and pay attention. And it was just a complete crap show. So whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it spring's here. We're gonna do a podcast every week.
We are.
Yeah.
We got up today. Charlie had a track meet, and
It's warm out.
It's warmer than it has been. The wind is stupid. I don't get that. I don't know what part of global warming that is. But I got down to the track meet. It was great. I was in sunshine for 2 hours. I got to work the shot pit, so I got a little
You just measure
that. Yeah, I was the one closest to the ring, so somebody else stood out on the outside. Yeah. I just did the actual.
You just held the butt end of the tape.
Yeah. So, which was good because you don't have to pay attention as closely because the other person has to watch where the shot put hits. I just got to.
I've seen some bad markers.
Oh yeah. You go to some of these middle school and high school meets, they are not even close.
This is trying to be as sensitive as I can. There was a girl with Down syndrome one time marking. I was like, "This is this legit?"
And then she walked off and left. That's the one that
she just left.
She just walked away and left mid competition. I was like, So it was good, like serotonin kind of thing, competition, sunshine. And then I get home and they're mowing, so I smell like our
fresh grass.
And I just came. I was like, I love it. And then I took a nap because 42 hormones, whatever.
No, before the nap, Harlan, love his heart, found him a pet.
Oh my God!
Worm named Beanie.
Harlan and I have started, ever since he was little, we go look for ants outside. He loves ants. He has always loved them. And we have this set of rocks in our yard. I don't know what they're there for. I think at one point it could have been a driveway or something. And we go and lift the rocks up and we go looking for ants. And today we went to look for ants and I was like, Harlan, this is a worm. And at first he wanted nothing. He was like, that's a snake. I was like, no, this is a worm. And he holds his hand out and he wanted me to put it in his hand. And instantly oh, hi, this is Beanie. And I've always said that Harlan gives me Lenny vibes.
And it was confirmed.
Because he will love something to death. And he refused to put that freaking worm down, brings it inside the house, locks me outside so that he can be inside with the worm, because at one point I tried to talk him into putting the worm outside for a nap because it was looking a little shriveled, but he showed it the iPad. He even got mad. He said, oh, Beanie, this is the upstairs. I'm going to take you to upstairs, which means downstairs.
Yeah, he's coming down.
It makes no sense, but he insisted to bring Beanie downstairs.
Then Beanie passed away. And then Abby was accused of killing Beanie.
He's dead. Mom did it. Kill that freaking worm. Try to save the damn thing.
I don't think he'd like fishing.
Both of our kids had weird. Charlie kept a dead lightning bug on her bedside named Chuny, and on a cotton ball in like a little tiny piece of Tupperware, Chuny lived dead as shit for a week.
Yeah.
Such weird kids are so funny. I did the lightning bugs in a jar.
Yeah.
I don't think I never kept like snakes or butterflies.
In my head, I
Crawdads.
always want to do catches so many lightning bugs. They could be my nightlight. Did you have a nightlight growing up?
Mm-mm.
I had a nightlight.
No. No.
No.
Maybe I did. Damn, I don't know.
Who's to say?
I think we need one now. I want something because now that we're old and we get up in the middle of the night to pee, I don't want to turn the light completely on, but also I'm not spry enough to see in the dark. And I think I need a little light in the bathroom, but I don't want to turn the lights completely on because I don't want to completely wake up. Because staying asleep is so hard now.
Because you gotta wake up. We went to lay down and take a nap. Abby's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pee before I take a nap." And she wakes up. She's like, "I gotta pee." I was like, "You just peed."
I'm old, man, and I'm trying to get my water in. I'm trying to stay hydrated. My skin needs it. Went to Walmart tonight. Find more skincare shit. Like I don't even know. Like I don't know what we're doing with our. If you go and like Google or try to search or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, like products for skincare, it is freaking overwhelming. Like what all people like, I need under eye shit, but that's it's overwhelming. I don't even know what to do. So I give up on stuff like that. That's how I was with like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to take a probiotic, but I'm like, if you go and Google that, completely overwhelming. There's no like one standout, like this is what you should do, or if that's even what you should do. So I could get completely lost in the whole supplement world and think that I want that and that's what I need. But when you get down like to start taking all that shit, I don't know. I think this is like our generation problem maybe, because I'm sure
Everybody's looking for that something.
Well, I don't think like our parents took fucking like were they in their 40s like digging around for supplements and thinking about like skincare and like pretty sure people like women probably just used what is that shit? Like cold cream or something on their face. Like I don't know. Maybe they did. That whole world is just insane. Like
we should create something.
And just say that it's like
you remember when Mark Bell did that in Bigger, Stronger, Faster? He hired the Mexicans and he made his own supplements.
Yes.
Because there's no FDA regulation.
That's crazy. Like,
shout out to our friends in Australia who've been listening.
Hello.
Australia, New Zealand coming in strong too. Napier City, New Zealand. Holler. I'm looking at our international people.
I know you've been over there studying something, and I can't.
It's like looking in India at the 7 cities, which I don't even want to pronounce.
Please don't.
If you're in Brussels,
don't say anything.
Calacun City, Philippines. Look at this map. All the blue places. Oh, I'm touching the screen. Are places in the world that people listen to. So if we've touched you metaphorically. Let me pause that. If we've reached you beyond the walls of this makeshift studio down here, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hopefully you find some value in this. Even if it is just to
make fun of us, that's fine.
Make yourself feel better. I don't know.
At least we're not screwed up as them. We're way more exciting and More fun than them.
Say a little prayer for Abby. I'll be gone for 3 days.
Yeah, I was getting to that earlier. That when we made all these plans and Harlan ends ABA, we look at the calendar and we're like, oh, shit. Gary will be gone the first week.
Charlie's got to track me while I'm gone.
We have no childcare, like no formal childcare. We're just like piecing together.
And we're like, it's an awkward week because the next week's spring break.
Yeah. So we just need to like.
Didn't we talk Bert Kreischer into coming on our podcast while he's in town?
I think we should.
He follows me on Twitter.
Does he?
You on Twitter too.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen. He just stop in, have some bourbon, sit in the water basement and hang out with us.
No, we'd have to take it to him. I don't think he's going to veer too far from Lexington.
You never know.
Think he lives on his bus?
Probably.
We'll find out. Well, I'll hit him up.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like to see a comedy show in Rupp Arena.
We saw him in progression.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him at Comedy Off Broadway. 200 people. Saw him at the Ryman.
You think 200 people are in Comedy Off Broadway?
Yeah, 150, 200 people.
Eh.
Then a couple thousand probably at the Ryman. And then however many seats Rupp holds.
It's wild. Like just in general, like anybody, like seeing a comedy show with that large a venue is going to be
different.
Like different and
it's
exciting.
So,
and
if you've never been to a comedy club, do that. Start there because it's so like intimate. You're packed in and you're like, right there.
I just prop my feet up on the stage while Theo Vaughn performed. You know, I like that environment.
Yeah, we need to go back. Let's schedule another trip back
for sure.
Well, this brings us to the conclusion of our.
We have come to the end of the
monthly update.
We need to do like less updating, more like theming, topic-y. I don't know.
We'll get on track. If you want to give us a review, hit that, whatever app you listen to. Spotify, iTunes.
My car had Stitcher in it.
Yeah, already programmed in.
Oh, I was like, that's me. I like Stitcher.
Had Pandora too. I forget people still listen to Pandora.
I have not listened to Pandora in a bazillion years.
So much better. So many better things out there than Pandora.
You think?
I think so.
Do you think it's monetized now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's probably a way to you make it your own.
Like ad-free or something.
Yeah. But have a great week, guys. Tell a friend about us. Come back and see us next week. Yep. We love you.
Love you.
And I love you.
I love you.
Until next week. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Close Enough.
Leave us a like on our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram at Close Enough Pod.
Consider giving us a share and review on whatever platform you found us on.